That's a good question. What would I do? There's a guy, and he was thinking or saying, my queen, my queen, my queen. And I was just sitting here in the middle of nowhere, answering prayer, eating my ceviche, and having my Starbucks, and hoping there was at least one more ride for the day, but I guess not. And he was talking to me through my queen, my queen, my queen, and he was like, well, Bonnie, I'd put it this way. What would you do to defend and love and protect Jesus if he was on that cross, suffering so bad, reminding God his Father that he prayed and prayed and begged he did not want to have to die? And yet now he's on that cross, suffering so badly, just trying to care about tomorrow and people that matter. And what if some obnoxious, abusive, gross person walked up and said, oh my God, oh, the way you just subject us to your existence and your sickening fucking existence, the way you're always just there doing things, what would you do? And I thought, well, see, Jesus dying on the cross, and he already never wanted to die or suffer. It was just a good boy. Grew up to be a really good little man. And he's dying on the cross, back when he was dying on the cross, suffering so bad, caring about the future. And someone just wants to abuse him because, oh my God, he exists and is dying and is there. Well, I would say there's nothing I wouldn't do to those people. And he said, see, that's what I'm trying to show you, is that, people don't care when they dish it out. But really, they just don't care. They don't think that you can do anything to them, so they just don't care. And they're not going to care till coronavirus hits. They're not going to care till they get a medical emergency, how to go in the bathroom. They're not going to care. And I was like, that sounds like Sodom and Gomorrah and Noah's Ark people. They just were so callous and didn't care until they were dead. And literally did not care until the water was like at their knees and still going higher. They just did not care. They wanted to eat, drink, and be fuck you to God, Mary, until like the water was at their knees and just kept getting like above their knees. And they're like, okay, Noah, this isn't funny. The water's way beyond our knees. Until then, they didn't give a shit about anything. And now that I think about it, those coronavirus people were just eating, drinking, laughing, saying fuck you to everything ever known, never caring, and didn't really care if there was even punishment or not for anything they had ever done. So right before coronavirus, they didn't even care about anything. Then coronavirus hit. So I guess you're right. No one ever cares because they're the disher-outers. This is the moment where God is a worthless loser that should start by dishing it out just like everybody else. Instead of giving a shit, and finally getting tired of it, turning evil, and fighting back. Well, there's no complaint from me. You're a badass who prayed the right prayer. Because you're right. If I would have ruptured everybody's butthole on this planet every time the United States ruptured my butthole, God damn it, they wouldn't really want to do much against me anymore. And if I burst their organs or made a piece of their organs always kind of slice or pop the way the United States has done to me, every time it happened to me, they wouldn't really sit around and think, oh, this was that funny. And if I murdered their soul every time I was murdered, boy, they'd really, really not be laughing at all really fast. I guess you're right. The problem is that God needs to be barbaric before it's necessary. And that's the problem, is that gods want to be considerate. And all this is proving is that us gods should go to court, and considerate should never exist again. You know, we did know in the book of Revelations that there would be no peace or happiness on this planet anymore, because we were pretty sure this planet would go pretty gross and barbaric and bad, because it's a pretty bad planet. But it did go far, far, far worse than that. So I guess you're right. In the end, this is just a planet that likes to dish it out and not ever have to give a shit. And the only way to be a real good God I could be proud of is to go back in time and make sure I dished it out the whole time. And they have to take it. And it'll just catch up in their souls and catch up in the punishments in their souls. Because you can make their bathroom trips a nightmare. You can make everything, anything a nightmare by putting it in their soul. And when you put all of it in their soul, it's a worse nightmare than anything or anyone else can dish out. And then all I have to do is go to court with the gods to decide which ones need to be there. He's right. A lot of good wisdom down here, because they understand these kind of mentalities where gods don't. So thanks.